this carburetor right here, this is another carburetor that I own, a real one. This is the one that we're working on right over here. This is not a Cahen like this one. This is Cahen. This one right here is a Mikuni. It's a D-slide side draft, made in Japan, and it's a nice carburetor. The way that you can tell if this is real or not would be all of the imprinting, if I can get this in the light here, on these two little raised panels right here. They have a lot of marks. So, but I wanted to show you the difference between the two carburetor styles and how they're really so much alike. We have, this is our Cahen floats. This is our Mikuni. It fits right here. They're just a little bit different. They do the same thing. This will go on, let me think here. This goes on right here, and you can see this pin right here. That pin pushes right over and locks the float in place. On the valve portion, it's a little bit different, where we have a valve with a little spring in it right here, and we have a valve seat which goes right in here like this. Now, I was having problems with this carburetor. It would work and it wouldn't work, and I decided to go through these carburetors and really check them out to see if there's any kind of faults or passageways that aren't working correctly. And what I found with this one, Mikuni's it's a cool carburetor, is this little valve, or excuse me, this little hole right here corresponds with this hole, I believe. I have taken my, there's a couple ways you can do this. I've taken my black tube right here and put it on here and blown on it and seen if I can blow air either one way through it or the other way, and it's not getting anything going through it. So I'm thinking, okay, well, it's there, it's open, why isn't that working? And this shaft right here goes inside this hole, right like this. And that goes right down to here, which goes right into the float bowl again. So you can either take a little piece of tubing and put it on the holes to see if there's any casting defects or anything like this, because this carburetor will work and it won't work. And I've torn it apart a few times and I don't understand why. And the other way you can do it, which is you have to be very, very careful, is to take some carburetor cleaner, and they have a really small hose that fits on the end, and you can put it in the passageways and blow through and see if the cleaner comes through. The one thing about doing that, if it's a cautionary tale, always wear safety goggles or glasses or something, because the cleaner is lacquer based or whatever, and it will blow right back up in your eyes every time. So this is Mikuni Corporation 28mm side draft slide, and I've polished the insides of it just because I wanted to. Put that over here along with all the parts. It's basically the same thing as the Cahen with a little bit different parts. For instance, this is the main jet for the Mikuni. This is the main jet for Oh, oops, sorry. The can. And they're both marked. They actually have the same threads. One's longer, one's shorter. This one goes here with the can. This one goes over with Mikuni, along with this. But if you take the time and tear your carburetors down and take a look at them, you can't really hurt them. You want to keep them clean. You want to make sure that there's no leaks, no little bits of paint or detritus or whatever. And you want to use a little tiny fuel filter somewhere between your carburetor right here and a fuel line which goes over here and into your fuel tank. They're a little $2 item that can save you a lot of problems, because if you get something that clogs that up, you're going to have to go in and fix it. And how many times, honestly, have you taken your fuel tank off in all the years you've owned a bike and cleaned it? It has stuff in the bottom of it, believe me. It's just the way it is. It gets a little bit of dust in it, a little bit of dirt, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about carbs right now. Then we'll get on to how the throttle cable is adjusted. I think I'll do that and then put these back together and we'll see what happens. Okay. Thank you. There's the big motor. God, I love that pipe. Isn't that cool? That should be a screamer.